They weren't supposed to be there. Out in the vast nothingness between galaxies where gravity thins, where light goes to die, humanity began to find things. Not planets, not stars, but objects, so strange, so defiant of logic, they seemed to be the rejected ideas of creation itself. A planet made of solid diamond, a lonely sphere of iron racing through the dark like a bullet from a god, a radio signal repeating every 16 days, as if the universe had a pulse. We looked deeper, and it looked back not with eyes, but with phenomena that rewrote everything we thought we knew about space. Welcome to Skybound Minds, the channel where the cosmos isn't just a topic, it's a frontier of stories, wonders, and impossibilities. If you've ever stared at the stars and felt small, curious, or alive, this is where you belong. If you're watching this, I invite you to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and tell us in the comments what country and city you're watching from. We want to know where on this spinning rock you're listening to the secrets of the universe. Because today, we're not talking about black holes or galaxies or supernovas. Today, we're following the trail of the bizarre, the unexplainable, the truly alien. This is a journey through the strangest objects ever discovered drifting through the universe. No warning, no explanation. Just the silent mystery of existence, challenging us to pay attention. And if you think you've seen everything the cosmos has to offer, hold your breath. The weirdness is just beginning. It started with a shadow dot. In October of 2017, a telescope in Hawaii caught a glimpse of something moving through our solar system. But it wasn't a comet. It wasn't an asteroid. It was fast. Too fast. It wasn't orbiting the sun. It was passing through the first known object to visit us from another star system. It came without a warning. No tail, no heat, no glow. Just a strange, elongated shard slicing through space at an angle no one expected. Scientists named it Oumuamua, Hawaiian for scout, as if it had been sent ahead of something larger, something watching. But Oumuamua didn't stop. It spun. It accelerated slightly, subtly, without any visible propulsion. Comets do that when they release gas and dust. But this one had no trail, no outgassing, no explanation. It was as if it changed its own speed by will alone. The shape? A tumbling, flat, reddish object, somewhere between a pancake and a spear, a fragment of something, ancient or a messenger. For weeks, the world watched. Then it vanished. And we were left only with questions. Then came the second one, 2 years later. In 2019, another interstellar traveler screamed past us. This time, it was clearly a comet, icy, gassy, brilliant, as it tore through space. Borisov, they called it. And unlike Oumuamua, it behaved like a textbook example of what a comet should be. But still it wasn't from here. Its trajectory traced back to another system, another star, another home. 2 visitors in 2 years. After billions of years of silence, the question changed. It wasn't just what are they. It became how many more are out there, and how often do they pass without us noticing. But not all strangeness is quiet. Some of it sings. In 2007, a burst of radio waves hit Earth from somewhere billions of light years away. It lasted less than a second, but it carried more energy than our sun releases in days. It didn't repeat. It didn't explain itself. It just came and went. Fast radio burst 121,102. More followed, dozens. Then hundreds. And then, one began to repeat. Every 16.35 days. Exactly. A cosmic metronome ticking in deep space. As if someone or something was sending a message we hadn't learned to decode. Aimed our biggest telescopes. We sharpened our algorithms. We ruled out everything human, everything natural. What we were left with was nothing. No source, no signature. Just rhythm. Some said neutron stars. Others whispered civilizations. But the truth, we don't know. And in astronomy, not knowing, that's where the real stories begin. We expected chaos in the universe. Fire, gravity, collapse. But we never expected symmetry, repetition, music. And just when the story couldn't get stranger, we found the object that shouldn't exist at all. A planet with no star. It wanders alone through space. No orbit, no warmth. A rogue, cast out, or born alone. It's called PSOJ 318.5-22, and it drifts through the black, wrapped in eternal night, glowing faintly with its own heat. The universe, it seems, doesn't need stars to make planets. Or maybe it once had one and was thrown out by some unimaginable event. We only found it because of a flicker, a momentary distortion of starlight behind it. A technique called gravitational microlensing, where mass bends light like a lens. Without that, we'd never have seen it. How many more are out there? Planets with no home, no sky, no sunrise. We used to think we understood what made a planet a planet. Now we know better. The deeper we look, the more the universe reveals not just beauty but design gone strange. Somewhere in the constellation Puppis, 3,000 light-years from Earth, floats a sphere unlike any we've ever found. A dead star, dense beyond comprehension, made entirely of crystalline carbon. In simpler terms, a planet-sized diamond. We call it BPM, 37,093. Others call it Lucy, after the Beatles song Because. When astronomers first realized what it was, the only reaction possible was wonder. Imagine a star that once burned, collapsed, and cooled over billions of years, until its core crystallized. Imagine something that once gave light now turned into a silent, spinning jewel in space, 10 billion trillion carats of cosmic perfection, pulsing with what's left of its life. It doesn't shine, it doesn't scream, it waits. But not everything in space is elegant. Some things are wrong. There's an object near the center of the Milky Way that behaves like no other. It's compact, moves fast. It orbits close to the galactic core where the monstrous black hole, Sagittarius A** reigns. Astronomers first thought it was a gas cloud, then they watched as it passed dangerously close to the black hole and survived. Gas clouds shouldn't do that. They should stretch, tear, evaporate. This one stayed together. They named it G2, and later found others, like it G1, G3. Mysterious, star-like blobs that defy all logic. They don't behave like stars. They don't behave like dust. They might be hidden stellar cores, or entirely new forms of matter. What they are, we still don't know. But what's clear is this. They are drifting through the heart of our galaxy like spies. And if we can't understand what's in our own backyard, how can we trust what lies farther out? Even stranger, perhaps, is what we found near the edge of nothing. Voyager 1, the tiny spacecraft launched in 1977, now drifts in interstellar space. It carries with it the golden recorder message to anyone, or anything, that might one day find it. But what it encountered in 2012 stunned everyone, just beyond the edge of the solar system. It crossed into a region called the heliopause where the sun's influence ends. But what lay beyond wasn't silence. It was noise, dense plasma, vibrations, signals from the void. Not artificial, but alive in their own way. A reminder that even in the places we thought were empty, there is movement. There is structure. There is something. Voyager keeps moving, and behind it, in silence, we wonder what else might be drifting out there. Listening. Then there's the star that blinks like a riddle. Discovered by NASA's Kepler mission, KIC 8,462,852, nicknamed Tabby's star flickers in irregular, extreme ways, sometimes dimming by 22%. No planet could do that. No comet swarm, no cloud of dust could explain the pattern. Some even suggested carefully, cautiously, that it might be artificial. A Dyson sphere in progress, a massive structure built by an advanced civilization to harvest a star's energy. Scientists dismissed it, but the mystery remains. Years later, no solid answer, just a star, out there blinking at us, waiting for someone to finally ask the right question. And as strange as stars can be, what about entire galaxies? In 2018, astronomers discovered NGC 1052 DF2, a galaxy 65 million light-years away, that seems to have no dark matter at all. That shouldn't be possible. Dark matter is the invisible scaffolding that holds galaxies together. Without it, stars fly apart. Gravity fails. But here it was On's entire galaxy, behaving like it had nothing holding it in place. Either our understanding of gravity is wrong or the universe just pulled back the curtain to say, you still have no idea what's going on. And that, perhaps, is the strangest object of all. Not a planet, not a star, but the question itself. Imagine walking into a room where everything is familiar until you spot something floating in the air. Motionless, weightless, and wrong. That's what it felt like when scientists discovered the Boomerang Nebula, hidden in the Centaurus constellation. It looks like a glowing hourglass, soft, elegant, but beneath that beauty lies the coldest natural place ever found in the universe. Colder than deep space. Colder than the cosmic microwave background radiation. Colder than absolute zero should allow. At just 1 degree Kelvin above zero, it defies logic. It is literally colder than the known temperature of the universe itself. How inside, gas is expanding so rapidly it cools faster than the heat of space can keep up. It's as if the object is pulling energy from the cosmos and exhaling it into oblivion. What kind of force could do that? The answer? A dying star? Or more precisely, a star transitioning into its ghost, expelling layers of itself in one final cosmic breath. But why so violently? Why so cold? No one knows. Yet, as bizarre as frozen stars are, even more disturbing are the ones that vanish entirely. There was once a bright blue star in the galaxy, NGC 6946, massive, shining. We watched it, tracked it, and then, one day, it just disappeared. No supernova, no explosion, no trace. Gone. It wasn't a glitch, it wasn't dust, it was real. And for the first time, scientists had to consider that maybe some stars don't go out with a bang, they go out with a collapse, straight into a black hole, a failed supernova, a star so massive it skipped the finale and fell into eternal silence. A star that hid its death. And now, something even more elusive, magnetars. These are the zombie remains of supernova neutron, stars so dense a teaspoon would weigh 1 billion tons. But magnetars go further. Their magnetic fields are 1 trillion times stronger than Earth's, strong enough to erase credit cards, strong enough to distort atoms, strong enough that if one passed within 1,000 kilometers of Earth, it could rip the iron from your blood. They rotate, they flash. they scream in gamma-ray bursts. They're like the universe's own warning, sirens echoes of violence, spinning in silence until they suddenly lash out, and sometimes, they reach us. In 2020, one of these magnetars released a burst so powerful, it briefly outshone everything else in our galaxy, for a fraction of a second. It was the brightest source of gamma radiation in the sky. It came without warning, without cause. Just bang and it was gone. We don't know what triggered it. We may never know. But we do know this. They're still out there, sleeping, watching. If magnetars are silent screams, then quasars are cosmic engines, the brightest, most energetic objects in the known universe, powered not by stars, but by black holes. Imagine that, the darkest object in existence surrounded by the brightest light ever seen. It's not the black hole that shines, it's the matter around it. Torn, spun, heated to 1 billion degrees, one quasar can outshine thousands of galaxies combined. We found some from the early universe, just 700 million years after the Big Bang. How they formed so early, we can't explain. But they burn like lighthouses in the fog of time, beacons from an age before Earth had formed its oceans. And then there are cosmic strings, hypothetical, invisible, theoretical relics from the moment the universe was born. If they exist, they could stretch across galaxies thinner than an atom, heavier than a mountain. Their gravity could warp time, split space, create lenses of distortion that bend light, like melting glass. We haven't seen one, but we're looking, because if they're real, they're not just strange. They're clues. Threads left behind from when the universe was just a breath old. And if we find one, everything changes. Out in the void between galaxies, where darkness grows thicker and time feels like it folds inward, astronomers began to notice something else. Something that didn't glow. Something that didn't move, not in a way we expected. It wasn't a planet, it wasn't a star. It was a void itself, a region of space too empty, even by cosmic standards. No galaxies, no clusters, just darkness, stretching across 1 billion light-years. They call it the Boat's void. To grasp its size is to confront what it means to feel small. If you placed the Milky Way at one edge, and tried to reach the other side at the speed of light, you'd still be traveling long after human civilization had faded to myth. It's not just empty, it's suspiciously empty, like a scar across the map of the universe. Some suggest it's a statistical fluke. Others quietly wonder if we're looking at the aftermath of something we don't yet understand. Something that took, but even in this endless ocean of strange, one object continues to haunt astronomers. A neutron star with a heartbeat. It's called Kelverin, named after the villain from the Magnificent Seven. It lies just 250 light-years away, spinning silently, blinking with an X-ray pulse. What makes it strange isn't just what it is, but where it is. It floats high above the galactic plane, isolated, disconnected from star clusters or remnants. It's like finding a bullet suspended in air with no gun, no sound, no smoke. No explanation for how it got there. It shouldn't exist where it isn't, yet it does. Alone, cold, ticking, and while Calvera ticks, there are stars that breathe fire. Take VY Canis Majoris, a red hypergent that once held the record for the largest known star. It's so large that if it replaced our sun, it would engulf Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, and maybe even Jupiter. Its outer layers are escaping, drifting off like smoke in the wind, not collapsing, not exploding, but fading, slowly tearing itself apart in real time. We are witnessing a star unright itself, and the dust it casts into space becomes the seeds for new planets, new stars, new life. A slow death in service of future birth. The ultimate contradiction, that something can grow bigger as it dies. Even stranger are stars that don't seem to obey gravity at all. Enter hypervelicity. Stars, rogue suns that race through the galaxy at millions of kilometers per hour. Some were flung by collisions, others by gravitational slingshots around black holes, but a few have no origin we can trace, no reason for their speed, no companion, no direction home. One of them is US 708, hurtling out of the Milky Way, at 1,200 kilometers per second, fast enough to escape the galaxy completely. It is leaving us forever, a star born in our neighborhood, now destined to drift in eternal exile between galaxies. What could throw a star that hard? Some believe it once had a binary partner that exploded, flinging us 708 outward. Others think it might have passed too close to Sagittarius A*, our galaxy's central black hole, and was catapulted like a cosmic slingshot. And as we track these stellar projectiles, another mystery unfolds, not above us, but beneath. Earth itself carries the scars of cosmic strangeness. Tiny particles embedded in rock, too heavy to be from our solar system. Ancient isotopes that suggest something passed through us, maybe long ago, a neutron star remnant, or micro black hole, undetected but not without fingerprints. Even here, on our blue planet, the universe leaves hints. Proof that we are not isolated, that we are in motion within a mystery far greater than ourselves. Every year, we detect more things that shouldn't exist, and each time we do, we are forced to redraw the borders of our imagination. And just when we think we've stretched the limits of the universe's imagination, it opens another door, a deeper one. One that forces us to confront the very fabric of what we believe reality is made of. Because floating in the oldest corners of the cosmos, we find something that isn't even made of atoms. We find dark matter, halos, invisible, untouchable, yet undeniably there. They wrap around galaxies like scaffolding, shaping the way stars move, holding spiral arms together, anchoring gravitational flows. We don't see them, we infer them, from the way galaxies spin, from the way light bends around them, from the way things move when they shouldn't, and inside these halos, sometimes, there is nothing, no stars, no dust. Just a gravitational field suspended in space like a footprint, left by something that passed long ago. One such halo was discovered with no galaxy inside it at all. A ghost halo, an empty echo. What made it? What vanished? No one knows. But the clues lie not only in what we see, but in what we don't. In the missing, the unlit, the absence. Because some of the strangest objects ever found are gaps. Gaps in the cosmic microwave background, our baby photo of the universe. Gaps where radiation should be smooth, symmetrical, but instead, it's torn, stretched, as if someone ran a finger through the fabric before it dried. Some researchers call this the cold spot, and its scale is almost beyond belief. 1,000 times larger than a galaxy. Its temperature a fraction lower than the surrounding field, too low, too specific, too unexplained. A fluctuation, a shadow of something greater, or the scar of a collision between universes. Yes, some scientists believe it might be the fingerprint of a cosmic bruise left behind when our universe bumped into another. Not metaphorically, literally, a parallel universe, brushing ours at birth. Leaving behind a signal we're only now beginning to detect. Think about that, an object that doesn't emit light, doesn't have mass, and doesn't move on yet. It may be the most important discovery in the history of physics, because if we can prove it's real, it's not just strange, it's confirmation that our universe is not alone. And as we process that possibility, we must return to something more personal, closer, more quiet. Not a faraway star or radio signal or rogue planet, but something drifting inside us, the realization that we, too, are wanderers. Built from stardust, pulled together by gravity, moving without anchors. The atoms in your hands once belonged to 1,000 dying suns, and someday, they will drift again. The universe creates strange things, but nothing is stranger, nothing more improbable than the fact that you are here to witness it. Out there, in the great sea of stars, the universe is still building its riddles, still placing impossibilities between galaxies, still leaving trails we haven't learned to follow. The objects we've discovered, those diamonds in the dark, the planets without homes, the dead stars that scream are not mistakes. They are not side notes, they are messages. Reminders that creation is not tidy, that the cosmos is a wild, unfinished story being written in real time. And the most astonishing truth, we've barely scratched the surface. So if this journey stirred something inside you, if you felt the chill of distance, the pulse of curiosity, the fire of impossibility, then let it grow. Because here on Skybound Minds, we tell the stories that space is whispering when the rest of the world falls quiet. We ask you not just to watch, but to wonder, to reach. Like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments, what country and city are you watching from tonight? We want to know where across this tiny blue world our minds are joining. Skybound, and remember, the universe is not waiting to be understood, it is daring you to come find it, and we'll be here watching the dark together.